Now, somebody has got to put me on game. What did Kobe do? Somebody has to tell me, bro. What did Kobe do to them? Because the disrespect is getting crazy. Granted, I am fully aware of the criteria as we're about to watch with Gil and the rest of his crew break down Rashad McCants, Kenyon Martin, Brandon Jennings, and Cheryl Swoops. They're about to break it down, but I'm really at a loss for words, and it's kind of hard to watch at this point because I get what Gil is trying to prove or point out, but it seems like you're kind of playing both sides of the coin. One second you're saying you're trying to point out how stupid it is that people think rings matter when they don't, according to the media. And then when someone brings up the other side of that, or why do we consider these people's criteria as law, you can visibly see it on your face at this point. Like, I don't care what nobody says. Anytime this conversation comes up and Kobe is the topic of discussion, it's almost like you turn into like this mopey face looking motherfucker. Like you can watch and see your face change. Like, brother, like, are you sure this is your favorite player? I don't know. Question marks around that, but I'm gonna take my emotions out of it. I just personally believe that Kobe did something to somebody, and they've been taking it out on him. They've been on a rampage since his departure from this realm, and anybody with two eyes can notice this shit. And even with this whole criteria mess, I smell bullshit. Gil, I know you're a smart guy and you know exactly how to word salad your way around shit. I'll give you that. You're good, my guy. And I also posted this the other day. This is a list that I created or had created with the criteria I provided. And basically it was in a specific order. I'll post that here. And yeah, this was the criteria, right? And it was solely based on the order in which each accolade was enforced in the league. Because in my personal opinion, there's no way for you to come up with a entirely correct list without penalizing or not boosting other players in different generations. It's really no way to do that other than ranking the accolades based on when they were implemented. If we go from that logic, everything will pretty much fall into place. But I did have one factor in my list per se that may be a little unfair or out of whack, but I'm going to use Gil's logic and I'm going to apply 500-point differentials between each tier of accolade, but based on my order of implementation. And this is that list. And this is probably the one. 500-point differentials. So this is Gil's point system, my criteria with just following the order in which the accolades were implemented, which means, in at least since everybody likes to use these wacky logics, if they prioritize making the accolade before another one, it means this is what they found most important at the time, which we can't go back and change history, which is the important part to remember here. So we're going off when shit happened chronologically. All right. Nobody opposed? Cool. I'm good with the list. But I do want to point out, do we notice where Kobe Bryant is at? Even on the list from prior. Do we notice where Kobe Bryant is? Which means the bullshit is whoever is conducting these lists or incentivized to put a certain vote here or whatever the fuck, there's some fuckery going on because they knew exactly what to put over what so that he would get knocked out of this list. I'm sure I'm not the first person that stumbled across this data. And if I am, give me a fro and call me Einstein. then I see they put things like cultural impact or whatever the hell Gil and them are about to talk about. They're just other little wacky fucking, I don't know. I'm just getting to the video, bro.
We're not using it in the metric, are we?
But
What if?
you can't ignore it.
No, accolade.
How do we measure?
We're talking about,
what ifs?
no, we're talking about media perception, right? When the media can vote for some shit
Yes, they
and
doing
vote
it.
not for some
Doing it
shit,
for a bill.
so I can get Kobe an MVP or not get him an MVP, and how many he gets it matters, right?
That's a good point, and I agree that there could have been some woogie boogie shit going on that we will never fucking know officially. But to be fair, we can't go back and change what's already done. So I'm just not gonna play that card.
In our list, right? How can we get him at 11? We're not gonna give him the MVPs he deserves. Who's gonna fucking audit that? It ain't gonna be the players, is what I've been trying to do, but I ain't strong enough to do that shit by myself. We don't have to fight for the past, we just gotta respect it.
And again, I completely agree with that. I think the players should take it upon themselves to congregate amongst themselves and put out a list that they can agree on their own metrics. And I'm sure y'all could come up with a better list than this.
Information that is just right there, right? No one wants to, like, a list is a list. Either you can say fuck the list, or you can look at it and say, all right, how does this list even make sense, right? Like, I want to make sense of it so I know how you vote.
And this is where if you don't catch his little squirmy ass right then and there, you let him get away with it. That right there, what he just did, is the start of the trickery, the woogie boogie shit that Gil be doing. You good, Gil? Yeah, you want to know how the criteria works so you can know how to vote. But first, you need to qualify what their criteria is. If you don't do that, that means you're just going along with the get along. In the words of the great Kwame Brown, the go along, get along gang. But you conveniently just, okay, that's how the list works. Cool, that works for me. I agree with the list. That's reality.
There's no bias to it in the sense of now voting it. Yeah, there's bias when I'm voting the original stuff. Like, yeah, I don't want to give you the MVP, but you can't use I should have had inside of this.
Yeah,
because there's somebody who's sitting there with 5 or 6 MVPs, and you talking about, yeah, you know, I'm better than you, and I'm like, how?
Here's the how.
Here's my trophies. Like,
So if the who's voting for the awards don't matter, then I have 10 all defensive, all NBAs. 10.
You said all.
All defense.
You can be a great player.
All decade.
you want me to ask you?
All NBA.
Can I ask
You
you
can
a
be a
question?
great defender.
So, how many of these top 10 guys have 10 years of all defense, all offense, and championships?
Can I?
Can we answer that question?
I can answer it.
Who?
I can answer the question.
Who is it?
No,
That's
no,
the
no,
question.
I
The question
can
is
answer
who
it.
is it? The question is
One of the
who?
worst niggas in the league.
Who up there has 10 and 10? Tim Duncan. Mm-hmm. 1. Mm-hmm. Michael Jordan. Mm-hmm. Who else? Nobody?
No.
Okay. So does 10 defensive does all NBA 10 defense, does that matter at all?
No, now you asked the right question.
No?
No.
Don't matter. Is that an accolade?
Yes, it's accolade.
But it don't matter.
Not as high as the other accolade.
And yes, logically, if something were significantly lower than another accolade, of course it wouldn't make much of a difference, but it's still points. And when we're talking about 10 all defensive, let's just say defensive points are worth 1,500 and MVPs are worth 2,500. 6 more than someone else could sway the whole list.
Oh.
Yeah, see, I tried to give you the accolade.
I'm not fighting. You ain't try to give me
No,
shit.
I tried so you can
Try to
understand
give
it.
me shit. I don't need shit.
You want to answer the question?
I told y'all this y'all keep battering this Kobe shit. It's
It ain't got
10
nothing
other
to do.
niggas
You
to
keep
fight
battling
for.
the Kobe shit.
10 other niggas to fight for.
So what's funny about all of this is the whole Kobe aspect of the list and how it's like so much more emphasis, right? And I just want to point something out I chat GPT based on the Bleacher Report list that was released. What criteria and what order did they put the accolades to come up with the list? And naturally, ChatGPT responded, gave me a little insight, and this is what I noticed. All right, look. You see, I asked, and it gave me just this little breakdown or whatever. I'm gonna scroll to the bottom. Oh, wait. Right here. I didn't ask about Kobe, but yet this fucking Chat GPT felt the need to tell me about Kobe. So I'm like, okay, whatever. I asked it, why did you bring up Kobe? Great question. I brought up Kobe because in the actual Bleacher Report article, they used him as a focal point to explain how their ranking system works. They made a case study out of him, essentially saying even though Kobe has elite accumulated accolades, he didn't score as highly in advanced metrics in MVP voting history and wasn't seen as the clear-cut best player for long enough during his era. What the So either way it goes, they're stuck on this Kobe shit as well. And somebody's clearly trying to make a point out of this nigga. They used him as a case study, my nigga. That means somebody very closely analyzed this data, the metrics. They decided on the order and what metrics should be more than and higher than the other. That's where it gets all out of whack. Sure, I know people want to put MVP voting at the fucking top and all of these other things. Like, yeah, I know you want everything to go up to the top that has to do with scoring and individual play. Like this is fucking 101 or some shit, as if assists don't mean you're passing to somebody or you're not getting past the ball or people aren't setting screens for you. Just out there playing by yourself. You're just doing everything by your goddamn self. Somebody didn't have to shoot the ball for you to get the rebound. Like, it's all team accolades, bro, if you really want to be technical. So realistically, I'm done with any debates. It's all fucked. If we can do this, and correct me if I'm wrong, didn't Steve Nash win a fucking MVP, averaging like 15 points or some shit like that? Oh, but Gil and them will argue that, oh yeah, it's the team wins. You have to apply. No, it has nothing to do with individual stats. But because we can't change the past, it's just all good. And yep, that's the metric. This person should be higher than this person. Fuck out of here.
Kobe should be in the top 10.
Let me answer his
They
question.
said they got the list right.
Let me Nobody asked.
No,
nobody
we all
asked
said he
Nobody
said the
said
list
that.
wrong.
Long as Steph is in the top 10, the list is right to me.
About 85% of the chat said that they got the
Long as Steph in that top 10, the list is right. That's what I've been fighting for.
See, it's a point system, right? Point, which makes you good. It goes MVP first, you get the most points. MVP, most points. You're the best nigga in the league. Scoring title. Remember, scoring title is you versus everybody. It's the field. That's second. First team all NBA. That's top 5 in the whole league. Second team all NBA, right? Then defensive player of the year. Then third team.
And I really do just want to point out, and anyone at home can do this for themselves. Please, ChatGPT, the criteria in exactly the same order that Gil lists it off. Of course, you're going to have to use your imagination for the rest unless he's posted, the rest of that list somewhere. And no matter how you tweak the list, Kobe drops at about 4 or 5 on any list you can try to come up with. I literally had to go out my way to try to tweak ChatGPT to just give me or replicate the same list the Bleacher Report has. So obviously they're using some intangible woogie boogie ass metrics to come up with this fucking list.